Matrices, if we move and obviously talk about this in detail, the matrices are a two-dimension, or I would say dimensional, set of numbers, or we could say symbols distributed in a rectangular shape in vertical and horizontal lines, so that their elements are arranged in rows and columns. Now, normally your matrices are the two-dimensional set of numbers or symbols distributed in rectangular shape in vertical and horizontal line, so that their elements are arranged in rows and columns. Now, most importantly, what do we follow with matrices? We have addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, inverse of matrix. Then we have matrix of A square. Then we have AX is equal to B, which will be known as X is equal to A inverse B. So these are the forms of matrices that will be asked in the examination. Let's start off with very basic. If I say A is 2, 3 and B is 4, 2. Now these are your coordinates. Basically, if I say these coordinates, assuming that this is 2 and 3, and this would be 4, 2. 4, 2, or we can directly say as 4, 8. So this will be known as 4, 8. Now, as I say, this is 2 and 3. This is 4 and 8. Your A is 2, 3, respecting to the point of X and point of Y. But if you note that I want to show it through O. O means the origin. So to show it through O, this is your change in X, and this will become your change in Y. So directly, I can always write in the column vector form my change in X and change in Y, which means your A will become OA. Your A will become what? OA, representing change in X, which is 2, and change in Y, which will be 3. That means your coordinate of A is 2, 3, but change in A and change in Y from the origin will become what? 2, 3 in what form? Vertical form. Similarly, if I say my B coordinate was 4, 8. And I want to write it in the form of change in X and change in Y. So this will be represented at 4 and 8. That means your coordinate B is 4, 8. But your coordinate OB, that means your change, will represent 4 and 8. That means matrix is always in the shape of vertical and horizontal lines. Matrix is always in the shape of vertical and horizontal line. Now, if I would have said that A is, let's say, 2 and 3, and B is equal to 4 and 8, and I need to add A plus B. I need to add the two matrices, which is A plus B. So this is supposed to be 2, 3 plus 4 and 8. So that means A plus B will become 6 and 11. A plus B will become what? 6 and 11. Similarly, the same thing can be in this shape. A, B, C, D. That means matrix A can be in 4 ways, 2 columns and 2 rows. Similarly, B can be in this way, E, F, G, and H. If A is equal to A, B, C, D, and I have B is equal to G, F, E, F, G, H. So, and I've been told that A plus B. So that means you are adding up the two matrices together. What are you doing? You are adding up the two matrices together, which will be A, B, C, D plus E, F, G, and H. So, for adding each matrix, what we're going to do is, we will always take our first value, that is A, plus E. Your B will be plus added with F. Your C will be added with G. Your D will be added with H. That means first value with first, second with second, third with third, and fourth with fourth. So if we just write it down, this will be written as A plus E, B plus F, C plus G, and D plus H. On the other way, if I say that A is equal to 2, 1, 3, 7, and B is equal to 4, 5, 6, and 8, and I've been told A plus B. So what am I supposed to do? 2, 1, 3, 7 plus 4, 5, 6, and 8. So 2 plus 4 will become 6. 1 plus 5 will become 6. 3 plus 6 will become, and 7 plus 8. Okay, moving further, let's say that your A is 2, 1, 5, 7, and your B is 3, 4, 8, 10. In this part, you can be asked that find the value of 2A plus 3B. Find the value of 2A plus 3B. We will be writing down matrix of A in place of A and matrix of B in place of B. When you see that 2 is being multiplied with the matrix of A, that means it is multiplied with each value of the matrix, which means 2 multiplied by 2 will become 4, 2 multiplied by 1 will become 2, 2 5s you will have 10, and 2 7s you will have 14, plus you will have 3 into 3 is 9, 3 4s you will have 12, 3 into 8 is 24, and this should be 30. So what do you have in the end? 4 plus 9 2 plus 12, 10 plus 24, and 14 plus 30. And each value will be added to have 13, 14, 34, and this will be as 44. So knowing the fact that there can be a question of having what 2a plus 3b or any other value which will show that these two matrices are added but after being multiplied. Similar case, there can be a possibility of having 2a subtracted by 3b. 2a subtracted by 3b. Obviously, when you write down the entire value as what? Entire value as above, which is this entire thing will be multiplied, this entire thing will be multiplied. You will end up having 4, 2, 10, 14, 9, 12, 24, and 30. But the addition will have subtraction in middle now. The addition will have subtraction in middle, which means that obviously after having the entire multiplication and all, you will be subtracting this. So this should be 4 minus 9, 2 minus 12, 10 minus 24, and 14 minus 30. So this will have what? 4 minus 9 is minus 5. This should be minus 10, minus 14. And here you will have minus 16. So 2a minus 3b will have minus 5, minus 10, minus 14, minus 16 as your answer. In a question, for suppose we did multiplication of number. Now we'll be doing multiplication of entire matrix. Your A is equal to A, B, C, D. And let's say B is equal to E, F, G, and H. And in the question, I've been told multiply A and B. That means the entire matrix of A is being multiplied with the entire matrix of B. So you write it down as it is: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. Here, you need to understand that you have two rows in both matrices. And you have two columns in both matrices. Each of the number will be multiplied through a set standard of matrices multiplication, which is your first row should be multiplied with the first column. Then your first row should also be multiplied with the second column of the second matrix. Your second row should be multiplied with the first column, whereas your second row should also be multiplied with your second column. That means each matrix is being multiplied by matrix. I repeat this thing again. Your first row of the first matrix will multiply with the first column of the second matrix. Your first row of the first matrix will be multiplied with the second column of the second matrix. Then your second row of the first matrix will be multiplied with the first column of the second matrix. Your second row of the first matrix will be multiplied with the second column of the second matrix. But when you multiply your first value of the row will be multiplied by the first value of the column. Your second value of the row will be multiplied with the second value of the column. In other words, first with first, second with second. Similarly, your first value of the row will be multiplied with the first value of the column. Your second value of the row will be multiplied by second value of the column, which means if I just write it down, this would be A multiplied by E plus B multiplied by G. A multiplied by F plus B multiplied by H. This only shows what? This only shows your first value. This only shows your first value of your row. That means your first row is being multiplied with the first column and your first row is multiplied with the second column. Then now, you need to understand your second row will be multiplied with the first column and the second column. So first value multiplied with the first value and second value multiplies with the second value. Then again, your first value should multiply with the first value of the second column and your second value should multiply with the second value of the second column. So I can write this thing down as what? C into E plus D into G, C into F plus D into H. This is the complete multiplication of 2 into 2 matrix. Let's just do this through the numbers so that it gets more easier. Let's say A is 2, 4, 6, 8. And B is 1, 3, 5, 7. And we are told that A is being multiplied with B. So let's just write down A and B. 2, 4, 6, and 8 multiplied by 1, 3, 5, and 7. So in this regard, what you need to understand is your 2 is multiplied by 1. And then your 4 is multiplied with 5. That means 2 into 1 and 4 into 5. So we write this thing as 2 multiplied by 1 plus 4 into 5. Then again, your first row multiplies with the second column. 2 into 3 and 4 into what? 7. So this can be written as 2 into 3 plus 4 into 7. Then what do we have? Your 6 multiplies by 1 and the 8 multiplies by 5. So this should be 6 multiplied by 1 plus 8 multiplied by 5. Your first value with first, your second with second. Then in the end, it will be 6 multiplied by 3 and 8 multiplied by 7. So we write it as 6 multiplied by 3 plus 8 into 7. So 2 plus 20 will be 22. Your answer for this will be 22. 6, 7 fours is 28. So 28 plus 6 is 34. 6 into 1 is 6 and 40. So this should be 46. 18 and this should be 56. 56 plus 18 will be 74. So this is your answer for multiplication of A and B matrix. You need to remember or you need to understand that the answer of AB will be different than the answer of BA. The answer of AB will be different from the answer of BA, which means that if I write this thing down similarly, BA, and I write this thing as 1, 3, 5, 7, and A is 2, 4, 6, and 8. So now your first value is 1. So 1 will be multiplied by 2. So 1 multiplied by 2 plus second value is 3 multiplied by second value 3 multiplied by 6. Then your first row should also be multiplied with the second column. So this should be 1 into 4 plus 3 into 8. So what we did was we multiplied our first row into first column and second column. So what we are left with, we are left with your second row multiplied by first and the second. So 5 will be multiplied by 2, 7 will be multiplied by 6, then 5 should be multiplied by 4, and 7 should be multiplied by 8. So writing this thing down, it should be 5 into 2 plus 7 into 6, 5 into 4 plus 7 into 8. 2 into 1 is 2, then 18. So this should be 20 in total. 6 3s are 5 2s are is 10, and 7 6s are is 42. So this should be 52. 8 3s is 24. 24 plus 4 will be 28. Then we have 5 4s are 20, and this should be 56. So 66 76. Your matrix for BA is 20, 28, 52, 76. If you see the answer of AB, the answer for AB was 22, 74, 46, and 74. But using the same matrices, A and B, you saw that when we multiplied BA, the answer is different. So every time if the question gives us A, B, and then again a question gives us BA, we will have the answer, but the answers will be different because of the multiplication of row into column. There's another thing that you need to understand is that there can be times when the question would want you to find out value of A square. So what does that mean? This does not mean that a student normally does it wrong and does it in this way, that 2, 4, 6, and 8, they'll apply a square. And what they do is they write down as 2 square is 4, 4 square is 16, 36, and 64, and they think that this is right approach. Please correct this, that this is a wrong approach. The examiner will mark it wrong because A is a matrix, not a number. So whenever it says A square, so A square would mean that we have 2, 4, 6, 8, and this should be multiplied with another matrix that is 2, 4, 6, 8. And then we will follow as the normal multiplication of the two matrices, which was done here. This part. That means normal multiplication of the matrix will take place, which will be row into column. So just doing it quickly, there should be 2 into 2 plus 4 into 6, 2 into 4 plus 4 into 8. Then we have 6 into 2 plus 8 into 6. And then we have 6 into 4 plus 8 into 8. And then when we multiply this, we'll get the answer for A square. So this is for the first lecture of matrix, which included addition, subtraction, addition of the multiplied matrix, and then matrix multiplied by its own matrix. In the next lecture, we will have inverse determinant, and we will see that when A multiplied by A inverse, what we will have, and when AX is equal to B and we need to find out value of X, so it will be multiplied with A inverse into B. So this will be done in the next lecture, inshallah.